Hello everyone. Today for our Save a Pet segment, we're talking about different pet tips with Dr. Hunter at Main Street Veterinary Clinic. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great, thank you.
Good. You're welcome. We're talking today about knowing how do we know our pets are just too plump and maybe we need to do something about it.
Well, absolutely. And animal obesity is just like with people obesity. And it's the one thing we can do that we know we can extend the pet's life if we keep them more slim and trim.
Okay.
And so, of course, there's charts and everything else that may show you, body score 1 to 10, or some are going a 1 to 5. But the best way is touch and feel your pet. I do get a lot of people that come and say, oh, but doc, he's all muscular. Basically, with some exceptions, that is true, but not always. Pretty much your dog should be almost like us. You should have a nice, firm, broad shoulders. However, you should come in at the waistline and then barely come back out again at the hips.
Okay.
So if you have a dog or your cat and you're looking down on them and they just kind of look like a table, then they're probably a little bit on the heavier side. The other thing that's a good rule of thumb is pretty much, I always say the touchy-feely method.
Okay.
If you feel your dog around the rib cage or your cat, you should feel a little thin layer of fat before you feel those ribs. You should be able to feel the ribs with gentle pressure. If you're poking hard and you still can't feel what you'd call ribs, your dog or cat is probably considerably overweight.
Okay.
And then, of course, too, if you're just not sure and you're like, Doc, hey, I want to know, I want my pet to live as long as possible. What can I do? Take it in and ask our opinion. There are some animals we say, yes, definitely obese. Let's do something right away. And some are just, well, we're carrying an extra pound or two, and here's some tips to cut back on what we're feeding to try to get us to that ideal weight on there.
Okay. And we do have a chart, too, to kind of display, kind of goes with, I guess, the touch and feel method, but can you tell us a little bit more?
Well, yeah, absolutely. You're looking at here on the green side, be the dog and cat. You're looking at these are your nice, lean, extremely fit animals. And as you come all the way up to the I guess, the brick red color here, those are your grossly obese ones. Those are your dogs and cats that are going to suffer heart disease, joint disease, diabetes, other illnesses that can be prevented just by sticking closer to the green side of the chart on there. And again, it's just showing you the difference where I said, here's your nice little lean animal with a waistline, and then over here you can see absolutely no waistline, and then everywhere in between.
Okay, yeah. So, and I even see it's printed on their extreme risk. So, and you touched on that, of course, but the risks of their lives being shortened.
Yeah, absolutely. There's so many things we can do out there that are minimally expensive to us that can help extend the length of our pet's life, and watching their weight is one of the biggest ones. And generally, I have a lot of people tell me, but Doc, they don't like the food. It's like, well, if it's there, they will eat it. And we actually put too much of what we think about ourselves into our pets sometimes. So we're creating the problem with too much love.
Yeah.
Is the big thing.
That's what I was going to ask you. Do you think it's generally too many treats or something like that you see the weight gain in?
Right. Sometimes it's just that, someone goes, oh, I feed 1 cup a day. When they show me, it's actually a big 32-ounce Sonic cup.
Okay.
Or else, yeah, we're giving them too many treats. And treats are great. But if you give 10 treats a day, give half a cup less of food. Just make up for your calories. And the worst thing, of course, is table foods, because that's why you and I get heavy, is we put so much stuff in our foods that is fatty and adds calorie. And to the animal, the way their metabolism is, it's even worse on them than it is on you and I.
Okay, we follow these tips and make sure we keep our pets as long as we can, right?
Absolutely.
Thank you, Dr. Hunter. Now let's go visit our pet of the week. All right, meet Cheeto. This is a lovely 6-month-old girl, and you can see she really wants to come out of there and go to a really good family. She's about 6 months old, like we said, naming her Cheeto. So she's a good little cat. Of course, she's vocal, but that's because she's ready to go somewhere where she can really play and have fun with someone. She is at Lumberton Animal Control, and if you really are interested in bringing her home, again, only 6 months old, so she's still a kitten. You can go ahead and raise her with your family. Call the Lumberton Police Department and they can connect you to Lumberton Animal Control. You can get Cheeto. We also have Little Bit still over here. She's hanging out. She's just hanging out and let Cheeto be the voice for her, but she's also needing a good home. So again, that's the idea behind these segments, trying to get these great pets a good home. For this week's Save a Pet segment, I'm Jessica Guidry.